Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, we got a blast from the past. I cannot believe we got a repeated catfish. You want to know who that is? Find out later. Check it. Hey, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You're watching my channel, Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing the review of MTV Catfish, Season 8, Episode 80, Jacob and Stephanie. Y'all, I cannot believe we got somebody who already was on the show. And if y'all been following me, y'all know I have been reviewing Catfish maybe the whole season 8 because it's been still season 8 all the time. Well, Catfish from the first episode of season 8 all the way to now. So yes, I had to go back to even remember what was the reason and what was the thing behind the storyline. What was the storyline with that person who came back for? And then at the explaining, I said, "Oh, I do remember this catfish and what that person did." And we'll get to it. So let's get to it so we get to that point because I ain't gonna try to hold y'all too long because it wasn't even that much anyway. So Jacob is 18 years old. I said, "Oh my gosh, he's the baby. He's just a teenager. So, oh, why is on the show? Because they got the emotions and he trying to get serious." And I said, "No, just live your life. Don't rush." But he's 18 years old. He's at Colorado Springs right now because he said his mom got in an accident. He had to help his mom and stuff like that. But he was moving to place. And we come to find out that he was placed in foster home and he constantly moving because I guess after his mom was in the military, she got home from military, she got suffering from PTSD. So it was a lot going on. So they had to remove him. And he basically, when he in the foster care system, he really didn't know how to trust. He have a hard time trusting because he said he can't really have a hard time trusting a woman because his own mom kind of put him in the foster care. So he got that emotional thing going on right now. And an imbalance. It could flip out in the moment. Can't trust. He's so young. Teenagers, they have the range of emotions has very all-time high in that development stage. So it's questionable. And at the fact that he had a hard life already at age of 18, it's a lot going on. So I wish he was focused on himself, get himself right. Then he could focus on dating and the people. So Jacob, if you ever watch this catfish, I'm praying for you. I'm glad you're doing well for yourself. Happy for you, but stay focused on yourself. Focus on you more than trying to date. Because once you focus on yourself more, then you won't put yourself in another situation like what you are happen now. So he was doing TikTok. TikTok. He was doing the dances, the TikTok. He wasn't doing all that, but he was on TikTok. And he said somebody named a girl on thing messaged him. At first, he didn't pay any attention to it, but then he went on and contacted the person, and they had a back and forth conversation. And he started to get to know the person. He saw their profile pictures, and the pictures that the person was beautiful. Yes, the picture they used, it was a beautiful girl and everything. So that's that. He was newly single. And I guess I said, "Oh, he was in a relationship." Something. He was newly single, and he don't have a permanent place right now because we find out because when all was said and done, and they got the introduction and everything, they said that Stephanie lives in New York City. That's what I'm at, New York City. Lives in New York City. She's 22, and she got a weird job. She said she worked underground, something like that. That's all we got at that point. So, and that's that. So they contact Jacob. Jacob was excited. He said, "You can meet with me, but right now it's a tent at the home. So can you just find a place and you go from there?" So they said, "Okay, cool. We're gonna go to Colorado Springs and we're gonna pick you up and let's go where we have to go." They got to Colorado Springs. Jacob had his whole book bag and his luggage. I said, "Where you going? You moving with them?" Like, where are you going, Jacob? But we could find out it's very tense at his home. And before he came to Colorado, I think he said he was in Texas, something like that. He was bouncing back and forth a lot of places. So he don't have a permanent place to stay right now. So that's another thing. You want to you can't really date till you get to stability. So that's what I'm saying. Get yourself together, have stability, then you work on pursuing anything else. Because when you not have your stuff together, you got a lot of stressors, and all that stress is not helpful in your state of age. So, on top of that, you don't have the stability, no balance. So they got him an Airbnb. It was a nice place, and they got him staying there for a time being while they filming this. And they sit down and talk to him, and then he explained how things was going. He explained how he going to foster kid, how he didn't trust his woman, how his mom put him in foster care. It was a lot going on. So he's just so young and impressionable. So he said the reason why he fell so hard for Stephanie because she was there for him in his time of need. And it wasn't too much about the physical, even though he said it's a beautiful girl. It is a beautiful girl. But it was more the emotional connection, but I think that's what he really needs. He needs someone who has that emotional connection for him and make him feel safe to open up, to speak, to help him go through his emotions and go through his things that he had been going through. And he need like a positive influence in a safe space for him so he could move forward and feel good about himself. And that's what Stephanie was doing for him at that point, at the time. So that was the main thing. So he was saying it's very hard to trust. So he don't know. He wants to find out information to see this is legit, this is real, because he started seeing red flags. I like they did after they got to TikTok, they started connecting to Snapchat. And we on conversation Snapchat, send the pictures, but the pictures through camera roll, and it's not through the snap. So if you do the snap, you can take it right then and there. But as a camera roll, you already have your picture saved, so that's like different. And then he said she got a weird job, so it freaked him out. He said because she said every time that he trying to like FaceTime or something like that, she said she can't or she's busy because she's worked underground and she got no service and it's bad service. So he said, "What job she does?" I was weirded out. She said she a mortician. I said, "Ah, run!" A mortician. Ooh, you work with the bodies? Ooh, girl, I can't. I would freak out. I said, "Girl, you know how you process dead bodies. I don't want you near me, girl. I can't do that. Cause you could probably do something to me and I'd be like that. Like I can't do that." So mortician, what's your mortuary? And I said, "Oh, child." So they said a picture of the bodies and everything, and just gotta wear them out. So that's that. They said, "Okay, we're gonna help you, we're gonna investigate, we're gonna see where we come from," and that's that. So they said, "Cool." They checked the freaking pics of the body pictures that she sent them, and it was an instant hit. It was like from a place. So it's like she didn't took it herself. She just got it from somewhere and just used that as thing that she was. So it's safe to say that that person is not a mortician. Not at all. Yeah. So then they checked at the photos and they set up photos of the picture and it came to his party page. So it was a picture of her with a friend. So they checked the friend's face and it came a hit. And then when they checked that friend page, they came across of a check the Instagram, check the following page, who the followers of the friend page picture, and then they saw that a picture that they recognized, and it came to a person named Janelle. So whoever was the catfish was using Janelle's pictures because Janelle picture was an Instagram, legit, had a lot of followers, had a lot of activities on the page. So this person is in Miami as a model. So this is not Stephanie. This is Janelle, and somebody uses Janelle's pictures. So they messaged Janelle. I guess Janelle never really responded back. So they move on from that. They checked the phone number. It was no hits on the phone number. They checked the Facebook page, and then it barely wasn't anything on the Facebook page because he said he found it weird because he said when he asked for Facebook pictures because she didn't have it on the social media. I would say, "Damn, what's she?" At this day and age, the way she looks, she would have to have social media. Everybody has social media most of the time. Even older generations have social media. And they use it sometimes more than I use it. So like that. So that's that. So when she sent the Facebook picture, she told him her last name was Love. And I guess when she sent the Facebook picture, the last name was Delgado. He said, "Who was Delgado?" And then the only thing they have on the freaking page, it was very like a ghost, is blank, had his banner picture. I said, "Why you have a banner of him?" And Jacob's a cute guy, cute 18 years old. And I said, okay. So your thumbnail will have Jacob and Neva Kamie. So that's that. They talked to Jacob, told Jacob everything they have up to this point. And baby, Jacob blew the hell up. He got pissed and angry. He went to the room. He had to give him some time to settle down. And all we heard in the room, boom! Ah! I said, oh my gosh. I said, oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I felt the wind, y'all. I felt the wind. Oh, go back. I felt he flipped out. He banged. I said, no, don't be banging up this Airbnb place because they got to pay for this. You can't be making no damages. I was like, what happened? So now I feel for him because he's a young dude and he went through so much. And then to find out this person was lying to him, now he don't know who he's talking to. Because he realized the person he was talking to, that's not the person he was talking to. So that's not Stephanie. It's Janelle. So he freaked out because he's like, I can't trust no one because this is ridiculous. I have a hard time trusting. And he screamed. He had to get himself settled. And then he came out. And he sat down. He had a towel. He was like, and they was like, at that point, I was like, at first I was like, oh boy, calm down. Oh my gosh. But then I had to understand that he's 18 years old. He went through a lot. So I understand the emotions, explosiveness. And Cameron trying to tell him, put in the words. He said, if I put in the words, I'm going to be angry. But you have to say it. Because if you bottle it in, it's going to even be worse. So you got to speak it out. Cleanse it out. So after a while, they would say, you know what, we might have to contact Stephanie because we got to probably play by the person game. And he said, who is this bitch? Who is the fucking bitch that I'm talking to all this time? And that day he was cursing. And I said, you know what, I had to say it because at the end of the day, that brings some validity to how angry he was. He said, who is this fucking bitch that I've been talking to this bitch? Like, they better stop playing with me. And I was like, oh, like that. He said, oh. And he started crying and busting down and he had to take himself. And at this point, for Kamie had to make sure he's all right. Make sure his mental health and emotional state is intact. So they went back in there. They were talking to him, trying to calm him down. Neve gave him a hug, and that's what he needed. He needed a hug to calm him down. It was like a hug, a little bit, quite a good amount of hug. And then Kamie gave him a hug, and Kamie came in there. They talked to him now, and they he said, you know what, we're gonna let you take a rest tonight. Let's see, we're gonna text Stephanie. We're going to see what we can get, and then we're going to reach out to tomorrow. He said, thank you, guys. And he hugged them both like this. And I said, oh, Jacob, I wish I gave you a hug. Come on here. Hug. You need it. So that's that. But he did say, if this catfish end up becoming a dude, I will beat his ass. That's what he said. So the next day, they was in Catfish. No, they was in Catfish. What the hell I'm saying? Get it together, Mizzle. Next day, they got a message from Stephanie because she was saying, you know what? We can meet you and give me come here. I give you the address. We're gonna meet at my friend's house. They was in Washington at this time, so they go to Washington, meet you there, and everything. So they got to Washington and everything. They were trying to wait for Stephanie to respond back. He said, give me a couple of hours, and then you can meet me. As everything. So they waited. Then they got a message. Stephanie said, okay, I'm ready. Come over this time, and yada, yada, yada. So I said, okay, cool. So while they was leaving at the hotel, and I found that this part was kind of weird because I was saying it just came out of nowhere. Like they was like a plant to get the story derailed to what they need to find out because they had no lead. So it's kind of like it's a plant, but whatever. This lady came. She said, "Oh my God!" She recognized Nivea Kamie. She said, "Oh my God, you're a catfish." He said, "Yeah, we cook catfish." He said, "Oh, this is related to the Are you filming a new episode, or this is the old episode related to the one last year that happened in this area?" So they said, "Oh, hold up, in this area." They said, "Washington." Yeah. She said, "Oh, yeah." She said, "Who live in this area?" They asked who live in the area. She said, "Isaac," and everything. And that's that. They said, "Oh, Isaac," and it was like Isaac, and I had to realize. I said, "Who was Isaac?" And I said, "Oh my gosh!" Let me show you who Isaac, y'all. Let me show you the picture. So y'all know Kamie, y'all know Neve. Underneath was Brian, that episode. And I know what in the review, when I post a review, I will post a link on my review of this episode so y'all can get a refresher of what happened in this episode that kind of why it relates to this one that I'm reviewing now. So below Kamie, that's Isaac right there. That's Isaac. He was catfishing Brian, and Isaac also used the name Stephanie. So when they were putting together, they was saying all this stuff, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that who it was." Isaac. At that time, they never met Isaac personally, face to face, because this time was mostly virtual. At a period of time, catfish was mostly virtual. Everything, because the panorama, they can't meet each other, so they have to be in their own house because traveling was restricted a lot of places, so they can't meet. So if y'all remember correctly, Isaac was the one who was catfishing Brian, and Isaac is a gay man, Brian was a straight man, and Isaac felt like in the past he was very successful when he got, I guess he kind of go to straight men and try to talk to them everything and catfish them or whatever he was doing, and then he tried to build himself, and then it came successful that he ended up getting a relationship with these people, these guys. But I would say maybe it got successful because they was kind of somewhat curious in the first place. But you can't use that as measuring to keep doing that to other people because this is dangerous. And I said that in my review last week. I think I remember saying that. I do remember saying that. That y'all have to stop with this mindset that gay men could turn a straight man. You can't turn them unless they're already curious about it. If they're not, you can't turn them. It's dangerous because you could get hurt. You could get hurt because you mess with the right one or the wrong one. You will get dangerously hurt. So this is a fine line and dangerous territory when you want to step in and trying to think you can convince and turn a straight man. And that's a myth, y'all. I'm part of the community, and I don't have that mindset. I don't have that mindset. I said, listen, it's too much work anyway. If you're not with it, I don't got time for it. I don't have time for it at all. You're not really gonna have time for it because there's plenty of people who right there who's with it, and it's easier. So the fact that Isaac didn't learn his lesson from last time, because I remember Kamie got on his ass before in the last episode. This episode the episode that this was on, she got his behind. And so you can't do that. You got to stop with that mindset that you could turn a straight man and you think this was okay, that you could just show your face up and think Brian would be cool and was willing to go for it. Now, Brian, in this case, he was cool, but he's not down with it. He wasn't down with it, but he was not blower. He was explosive. He wasn't angry. He kept it calm, and he said, "Nah, I'm not with this. Nah, that." And Brian also was a TikToker himself. That's a pattern that Isaac has. You go after people who TikTok and try to go after them and use this woman to try to bait them, and it's a bait and switch, and that's a dangerous situation. Because once they find out the real, you could get seriously hurt, and sometimes you could be unalived. So y'all better stop this game. Stop that. It's too many people right now who waiting for companionship, who waiting for someone to talk to and everything, who's actually in the community that you could talk to and deal with. And the fact that also not Brian, Isaac is in his 40s. Like, you need to stop. That's crazy. And I already told you how old Jacob is. So y'all can imagine. All right. So this is the picture. This was Isaac. I wanted to show you what he looked like, if y'all remember correctly. So that was that. And I was like, oh. So that was Isaac. So they never met him virtually. So then now they put the two pieces together. They said, what is the chances, the odds that this is the same person? What if it was the same person? And now that we know the state of mind of Jacob, we can't have Jacob meeting him at all if this is Isaac. So they said they called Jacob, gave him up to speed, and he said he got a migraine. So he was sick a little bit, so he got to get some rest. They said, get some rest. We're going to stake it out. We're going to check it out, see what we can find, and then we can get you in the morning and let you know. He said that sounded like a plan. So they got over there. It's snowing at the time in Washington. So I guess around winter time. They got over there, Mass no. Got to the place. Knock on the door, ringing. Need see somebody inside, but they wasn't answering at the answering right away. So when they were about to go to the side, this first person walked out with heels on, all black heels with an all black dress, looked like they was going to the funeral, with a veil over their face, covering their face and everything, and walking outside like what? They said Isaac. Yes. It's Isaac. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, what the Morticia Adams is going on? The ghetto ass, gay ass Morticia Adams. Where is you coming from, Isaac? So he came out there. They said, yeah, this is me and everything. Took it to veil. He said, so what you doing? He said, this is I'm preparing for the wedding. They said more like a funeral. Exactly, it was a funeral. Not a fucking wedding. What the hell? So and first of all, why are you walking outside with the heels on when it's winter time? Then you could slip and fall. I wish you would have slept and fall, because I would have been cracking up and laughing. He said that's how he is. He never gonna stop. He never gonna change. He's 41 years old. This is sick and sickening that you try to go after Jacob. Like you say, you care for Jacob and you care about. No, you don't. If you care about Jacob, you wouldn't be acting like this. Especially, you know, he was going through a lot. And they say even if, like you said, even if Jacob was gay or somewhat bisexual, what would make you think he would try to be with you when you're 41 years old and he's 18? That's predatory. That is predator behavior. And I cannot fathom anybody who think they can have a good flow relationship with a freaking teenager. Y'all know who a celebrity right now we all talking about right now, Marcus Houston, marrying a freaking 19 years old. Like, really? That is sick behavior. And you think you gonna have any connection? You think people gonna be on your side? No, this is sick. And that you still have the same mindset that you could turn someone gay. No, you can't do that. And stop thinking that. You need some serious help, Isaac. You definitely need some serious help. So, and then Kamie was getting his behind like normal. And then he starts saying, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Neve. I said, hold on, don't do that, boo. Don't do that. Don't do that. What you're not gonna do is play with Neve and play with Kamie. Where are you at? We're gonna get you. Don't play that, Isaac. So, and then he said, Kamie is a beautiful woman, but she got an ugly soul. I said, what? What? I said, you were the last person to even talk about someone having an ugly soul. Yeah. They say, you know what, we can't bring Jacob to this. They said, oh, whatever, because it felt like Isaac was there for theatrics. He knew it was going to be television. He don't give a damn about no Jacob like that. He was all a TV. He know he had another opportunity because last time was virtual. So he can't make his grandstanding and grand entrance and do his theatrics with behind the TV's computer screen. So next time he said, you know what, I'm going to do it better. I'm going to go out. And that's what he did. He went out and did what he had to do. So they said they can't bring Jacob to this. They can't. So they'll go home. They told Jacob later on. So they meet up with Jacob. And they told Jacob what's going on. And they gave him an update. They say, you know what? It's our best interest to let you know that we decided you can't meet together. He said who this person is. So they showed him a video and show who that person is. And Isaac. And Jacob, you could tell Jacob was not having it. He said, what? And everything. And he said, oh, I want to meet him. I want to talk to him. I said, no. He said, what do you want to talk to him? He said, we're going to get through him. He said, we already got through him, and he's not saying that. He's not changing. He said, no, you got through him with the words. I won't get through him with other hands. I said, nah, you can't do that. Because at the end of the day, Jacob, you were young, and you don't want to mess up your future trying to hurt someone in physical harm, but you could go to jail, you could lose more of your life, and you don't want that at this moment anyway. So focus yourself, and you don't need that. So we not having y'all meeting together. So we could call him and he could give you an explanation, or you could talk to him that way. But you not meeting face to face. So they called Isaac. Isaac was driving. He had to pull over and see what we got to say. He said, oh, I'm not talking on the phone. I'm not having a conversation on the phone. You can meet face to face. He said, no, we can't do that. It's not happening. So numerous times he kept saying, "No, I'm not talking on the phone. I'm not talking on the phone." And after when he said, "You know what? Oh, well, I'm sorry that I hurt you and everything. I'm sorry that I'm hurting you or put you in a situation." So Jacob said, "F your fucking apology and you bitch." And I would say, he ain't saying the bitch, but I'll put that at it. And then he said, "Oh, what? This is exactly how I want to talk on the phone and everything." Like that. I said, "Don't get mad. Oh, you mad? Why you mad?" So that's that. And they hung up. He hung up. And that's that. And he's saying, focus on yourself, focus on you. You will have a girl out there who will want you, and you got to focus on a girl who will show up for you. There's a girl out there for you. So Kamie said, "No, wait, let's jump on the bed. Let's jump on the bed and have a good time. Let's jump on the bed." So Neve said, "What's going on?" So Jacob said, "That's cool." And they jumping on the bed and everything. Neve got on the bed, but Kamie just jumped so high and banged her head. Boop. That's the laugh they needed and everything. So that's that. They said a couple of months or something later, Isaac gave a sincere apology. At first, it was Jacob gave him a hard time and angry, but afterwards, it helped him to move forward, and he accepted the apology. And then Jacob landed a job in Texas. He's working well, and he happier than he ever been. And I say, you know what? I'm happy for you, Jacob. That's great for you. Like, and I ain't planning to make this review that long, but I had to talk about it and give you a little background of what Isaac did last time to this point and why it was so crazy that this person decided to come out again. So if you enjoyed the review, please hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Comment down below. Tell me how you feel about this episode. And share my video out there and let people know about me. And I'll talk to you later. Peace out.